Ever wondered why the allure of false gods is so strong? It's a question that's troubled many, and it's something the Bible warns us about. In Exodus, it's made clear that false gods can be tempting. They can draw us in with promises and illusions, but they're just that, illusions. The Bible emphasizes the importance of worshiping the one true God, standing firm in our faith, and resisting the allure of these imposters. Remember, say no to false gods. Worship the one true God. Have you ever been misled by deceptive influences? In the pursuit of truth, we may encounter forces that steer us off course. The scripture of 1 Corinthians 10:14 warns us of idolatry's deceptive nature. It's like a cunning trickster leading us away from the true path, enticing us with false promises. But we must remember to stay vigilant. Don't let the allure of idolatry cloud your judgment. Stay vigilant, and don't allow deceptive influences to lead you away from the true path. Did you know idolatry is akin to spiritual adultery? This powerful imagery from Jeremiah 2, verses 27 and 28, paints a vivid picture of how idolatry is like cheating in our relationship with God. Just as a spouse would feel betrayed by infidelity, so too does God when we stray and give our devotion to idols. This spiritual unfaithfulness, this idolatry, is a breach of our sacred bond with God. Stay faithful in your relationship with God. Do not cheat with idolatry. Ever thought about the worthlessness of idols? The Bible, in Jeremiah chapter 10 verses 14 and 15, describes idols as mere creations of human hands. They lack power, they have no voice, they cannot act. They are, in essence, objects of futility. The energy expended in their creation and the reverence in their worship, both misdirected. They are man-made, void of divine essence and incapable of responding to your prayers. Remember, idols are powerless creations. They are not worthy of worship. Do you know the importance of exclusive devotion to God? In the book of Matthew, Jesus emphasizes this critical point. Amid a tempting situation presented by Satan himself, Jesus stood firm, rejecting the worship of any other entities. His actions serve as a powerful model for us. His devotion to God was unwavering, even in the face of temptation. His actions underscore the importance of sticking to God alone in our worship. Stick to God alone. Don't be tempted to worship anything else. Have you ever linked idolatry with rebellion? It's a connection that might not be immediately obvious, but it's one that the Bible makes quite clear. In the book of 1 Samuel chapter 15 verse 23, we find a powerful statement about this. It tells us that rebellion is as sinful as witchcraft and stubbornness as bad as worshiping idols. In essence, idolatry is a form of rebellion, a way of saying no to God's authority and sovereignty. It's an act of disobedience, a refusal to accept God's rule in our lives. When we worship idols, whether they're physical statues or more abstract concepts like money or power, we're essentially turning our backs on God. We're choosing to follow our own desires rather than His commands. This isn't a light matter, it's a serious act of rebellion, a defiance that goes against the very heart of our relationship with God. Remember, idolatry is like rebelling against God. Stay obedient and faithful. Ever pondered on the concept of God's jealousy? It's an intriguing thought, isn't it? The Bible provides a fascinating insight into this aspect in Exodus 34:14. It portrays God not as a distant, indifferent entity, but as a passionate, caring figure who desires our exclusive loyalty. God's jealousy is not like human envy, born out of insecurity or greed. It's a righteous jealousy, stemming from His love for us and His desire for our well-being. When we turn to idols, we're not just choosing to worship other entities, we're also choosing to break the bond of trust and love that God desires to have with us. The Bible warns of the consequences of this choice, of the problems that come with turning to idols. But remember, these consequences are not punishments. They are the natural outcomes of our choices. God doesn't like sharing. Give Him all your love and avoid the problems that come with turning to idols.